presentarlo rápidamente, él es Talcatrán, es un especialista israelí en emprendedurismo, mercadotecnia y desarrollador de negocios. Se convirtió en un líder en la generación de aceleradoras de negocios, hubs y ecosistemas de startups, con la meta de motivar e inspirar emprendedores. Es un mentor y conferencista de negocios que ha establecido 14 aceleradoras de negocios tecnológicos y tiene la meta de crear anualmente 2 aceleradoras más. Es por ello que Talcatrán se le conoce como el gurú de las aceleradoras de negocios. Como él es israelí, pues en esta ocasión vamos a tener un programa en inglés, entonces vamos a estar hablando en inglés, pero esperamos que podamos nosotros ayudarles con algunos captions por ahí o algunas traducciones en YouTube o en Facebook para que nos puedan escuchar leer en español. Entonces, yo le voy a ceder la palabra a Lina para que haga las presentaciones correspondientes y que dé la bienvenida formal a nuestro invitado.
Muchísimas gracias, León. Y además recuerden que si recibimos sus mensajes, nosotros traducimos su pregunta para Tal. Well, Tal, thank you so much for having this time for us. We are very excited. I know you love Mexico, but I want to introduce you our experts in this podcast and video podcast. He is León Ramos, an IT entrepreneur with a specialization in IoT software development, maker culture, and free software ambassador. And Iram Camarillo, who's a co-founder and director of information security at Security, that's the name of the company, malware and OSINT researcher. And me, Alina Pulan, I'm a digital marketing expert, journalist, and entrepreneur, and I'm a cybersecurity student. So let's move forward to the questions. But if you want to say a brief message for your Mexican fans, that's okay.
I want to say hola, mucho gusto. I'm so happy to be here with you. Oh my God. Did I ever think that in less than a year, I will visit Mexico so many times? I would say, what? Mexico? Well, I heard about it, but I never been there. Well, since November, I don't stop being there. Sadly, I get there only by webinars. Now everything is virtual. Now it doesn't matter who you are and how rich you are. We are all stuck at home, going nowhere. So on a one part, oh my God, this is so depressing. But I see you guys. I hear your Spanish like a song to my ears. I think about all the good food I ate, and I say, oh my God, I want to come back. I want to return. Mexico, Mexico, bring me over. Just get this corona out of our lives. Enough. We understand. We got the idea, okay? We understand. But, well, it ain't going nowhere, and we cannot control it. So I think this is for everyone joining us. This is going to be the most optimistic show you will ever see in your life. We're going to laugh. We're going to cry. We're going to be angry, sad, and laugh like our lungs out. Get ready. This is the best stand-up, startup, cyber, whatnot that you're ever going to be. So join us. Get yourself out there. If you have any questions, please don't be embarrassed to share. Write it in English. Write it in Spanish. We know all languages. No big deal. Just share with us. And just another recommendation. Well, this is a great opportunity, not just to think about what I'm going to ask Tal or Alina or whomever between us. No, this is a great opportunity for you, all you guys, to introduce yourselves. Because you know what? You don't really know who is here, who will see it, who is like looking for you. Someone is searching for just you the one. So get yourself out there, introduce yourself, tell others, hey, I'm here. If you need me, if you want to hire me, if you need my specialties, great. And, well, I want to help. I want to offer so-and-so. So get active. We want to see you. Let's go.
Let's go, Tal. Thank you so much. And, well, I know you've been doing a lot of webinars. And 2 months ago, you said that... in a webinar called The New Normal Following COVID-19, you mentioned that the world turned their heads to the health system and crashed the economy. So how does this change your perspective in terms of business, investments, and technology?
First of all, there's no doubt we will, in many aspects, be different. Sadly, we're not still like in the day after. Okay, the world is now attacked by second wave. Mexico, Israel included, United States, the world is attacked. By the way, I just saw on the news today that Greece, that was considered a clean country, okay? So much so, then when their prime minister was here 2 weeks ago, he was inviting the Israelis. Then second wave came, numbers in Israel infected peaked. He said, Israel, red country, you're not entering. Now Greece is showing first sign of second wave. Listen.
And we're in fourth, Tal. Mexico is in fourth place of the ranking.
So wait, we're still in the big numbers, but let's understand. Israel is 9 million. Mexico, if I'm not wrong, is 120.
Yes.
About. We are just a small neighborhood in Mexico City. Okay, we are nothing. That's Israel. And consider the fact that Israel has only one airport, one international. So when you close the airport, that's it. Country shut. I remind you that different than Europe, maybe also in Mexico, surrounded by friends, in Israel, situation is a bit different. No one is passing through the borders by mistake. You understand? This is Israel. So when we said lockdown, it had only one meaning, lockdown. And Israelis, well, if someone would tell me that people in Israel will lock down themselves for 3 months straight, I would say you're crazy. Israelis, no one can lock us down. No one tells us what to do. But we took it seriously, and it was okay. We controlled it, yes? Now, well, in end of April, Prime Minister of Israel said, hey, go party. That's it. We're good. And then, boom, boom, second wave. And Absolutely. We are eating it big time, but it's still in control. So we see second wave. By the way, big change. First wave, most of sick people were elderly, average 82. Now it's young people, because elderly learned to keep safe. The older population, they stayed at home. They understand how Corona works. Young people, enough with the mask, let's party. So this is what we see right now. So what I said is that, well, we did not know what will be the effect. By the way, they see in history, like Black Plague, I think, it had also third wave. So yes, we will learn to live with the virus. Yes, vaccine, sadly, is not ready. God knows when, maybe next year, God knows. In the middle, winter is coming. Like Joe Snow said,
yes.
Winter is coming. Oh, so winter is coming, meaning that you don't know if you have the flu or Corona. You're sick, and that's it. But you see, this is where economy played its major role. People had enough. Listen, Israel has 1 million unemployed people. It's not really unemployed. They sit at home and they get money from the government. Not everyone, sadly, not everyone. The employees do. Yes, the employees do, but the freelancers, no insurance to them. Okay, so there's a big, still it's a lot of trial and error. Country looks to the left and right, looks Israel, looks at UK, that looks at France, that looks at Germany, that looks at US, that looks at Mexico. This is how the world works. So economy, God knows where economy is going. And we know there are going to be major changes. As a fact, we are all at home. You guys are at home as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
When was the last time you went Facebook Live and just entered the entire world into your living room? What happened? We became crazy. Where's privacy? No more. No more. It's gone. But we see also that the digital, everything that we call digital, has gone light years forward. We are all into everything which is digital. By the way, my kids, they don't call me on the phone from second floor. They Zoom. They need to see me. All of a sudden, let's schedule a meeting. Great. Are you sending me Zoom? What happened? What happened to phone
call? Do you schedule meetings with your children?
They call me on Zoom because I'm on Zoom all the time, right? I live in Zoom. I am like Neo from Matrix. I can dodge bullets here, you know? I'm in the Matrix. This is everyone. By the way, we just found out that actually working from home, we work much harder. Much harder. All of a sudden, it doesn't matter how many hours you work a day because there is no card. We don't go to the office anymore. It's about what we produce that counts. So now you hear CEOs of companies say, after Corona, no 5 days in the office anymore. Maybe 3 days. 2 days, you will sit at home. You can work from home.
And schools also.
Schools, oh my God. Schools, listen, they speak about remote education. I hear in US, they're not going to open next year universities. It's going to be remote. They're not going to open schools. It's going to be remote. Newsflash. The fact that you have a laptop, internet, and a PowerPoint presentation, that's not remote education. That's just a freaking PowerPoint on an internet with a laptop. Remote education. You can't really teach. Well, the one secret I want to teach teachers, listen good. I need to teach you all how to go from unmute to mute and back. Teachers
You
have an
the whole
issue with
Mexican education in one comment.
they and the kids shout, no, can't hear, can't. She goes, what to do? And her 7-year-old comes, hey mom, just press here, unmute, and then they will hear you. Come on, we are not ready. We are not ready. Health system is not ready all over the world. Some of them collapsed in Europe, you know? We are not ready for remote education. We are not ready. We don't have the right tools for that yet. You see what Zoom made?
Yeah, exactly. Tal, you said something very important. Yet, that's a really good point. Is this the moment, the right moment to start a business or something based only on the digital world?
This is where you go, ka-ching, ka-ching. Good for you. Right on the spot. This is what I say. Corona is terrible. I really care for all those who lost people. Oh my God, terrible. But as we say, we give you lemons, do a lemonade. Exactly. This is the kind of spirit you need to have right now. Saying yet means there is a gap. This is the time for me not to sit on my bum and say, oh, Corona, I'm unemployed. Oh my God. By the way, the fact that you think you're working, well, waking up at 11 o'clock, dragging yourself with sports, going to the kitchen, having lunch, sitting in front of the computer for 2 hours, taking siesta, going back to eating, that's not remote anything. This is just being a bum. This is being lazy. This is saying, what can I do? I'm just a one person. No. This is exactly when you need to say, let me strengthen myself. I will wake up at 7 in the morning, run a bit, not be a potato couch. I will run a bit, have my coffee, and I sit and I come up with a plan. By the way, the fact now that we have Zoom or we have webinar, everyone is at your reach right now. Everyone is stuck at home, just waiting for you to call them, waiting for you to engage. Instead of
this is absolutely the case. I thought you were saying no to me when I just wrote you. So it's amazing to just have this opportunity.
Listen, you see, I'm a little bit unbalanced. This you need to know about entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs, startups, founders, yes, by definition, are disturbed people. This is by definition. Why? Is because if 96% says that you're going to shut down your startup first year and you have only 4% of success, better go fight a lion. More success of winning than actually staying alive with your startup. But this is like, I'm not going too wild and saying too crazy, but I can say this. If you find this gap, as you just said so clearly, this is the opportunity. I need to do something about it. That's not enough. Identifying the opportunity is not enough. We need to do. The fact that you will go now to other people and say, hey, I saw the light. This is not enough. Someone needs to do the job. Someone needs to develop the technology. You guys all techies. Someone needs to develop the technology. Someone needs to be able to raise money. And you say, Tal, serious, raising money? Who has the money right now? Who will give me none? Corona is crazy. Everyone is shy of investment. You go to angel investors. Why are they called angel investors? Did you ever see an angel? Never. This is why you will not see an angel investor. They don't exist. Find me an angel. There's no angel. Money is there by the tons. Tons of money is rolling around. You don't believe me? You're just not looking the right way. If you know how to pitch a great idea and you show the capability to develop the technology, everyone will run after you. By the way, I hear so many government grants in every nation I speak. And I speak about 14, 15 different nations during the corona, during 3 months. This is how many nations I have visited webinaring. They all have funds. All the country, all the governments are calling you now. Give us your thoughts. Share with us your ideas. We will just throw money at you because we need solutions. They know they can buy it somewhere, but why don't make proud Mexican software? What's the big deal? You're off 120 million people. We are 9 and we lead the world on startups. We are only 9. By the way, it's not that 9 million Israelis have startups. Israel's entire ecosystem of high-tech companies and startups is 350,000 people. That's it. And 350,000 is being doing for the last, I would say, 3-4 years, about $30 billion of exits on startups. So maybe we know something. And
yes, I was shocked by to know these wide percent. This is a short percentage of failure. You have to tell us at least which is the not the secret, but at least you are planning more, or you have a specific eye for that.
Let's ask our audience how many of them are willing to take a chance, to take a risk, knowing 99% are going to fail. Please, let's ask them. Please write.
Okay.
Yes,
I'm going to write
I know I'm going to fail. 99% I'm going to fail. But I'm going to push through. I'm going to try it. I need to try it. Well, this is something you can do only if your environment, if your culture lets you. Because in some countries, if you fail, you get this loser L, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
No one will speak to you anymore. Not in Israel.
You get burned.
Exactly. Not in Israel. If you turn to any investor and tell him, blah, 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 I want you to invest in me, blah, 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 he will ask you, blah, 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 blah. Did you fail? And you go smiling. No. He says to you, great, go and fail, come back.
Oh.
Why? Because statistically, you're going to fail with me. Don't fail with my money. Go fail with someone else's money. Failure is a major milestone to success. You need to fail. You need to fall on your face, cry your eyes out. We do in the army. We do a hole in the sand, and we spit, and we close, and that's the fuck up. It's done. It's buried. Let's wake up and do something else. This is startup life.
Let me ask you another question, Tal, regarding to this point that you're talking about. The entrepreneurs will need to have a strong willpower to overcome all the people that is going to tell us, no, you cannot. It won't work. And you have to fight against them. But when is the right moment to have this conversation with yourself and to ask yourself, I think this is not going to work indeed. So I think it's time to stop and to change, maybe to have a new idea and to look forward that new idea. When is that time, the right time to really ask yourself about the success of your idea?
The answer is not too sophisticated. Okay? Alina reached out to me a few days back. First ever in my life did someone leave me an audio message on LinkedIn. I didn't know even that's a possibility. I didn't know.
You know, they hate my audio messages. That is really
I love
good
it.
That someone.
I love it. I save it. I let my wife listen to it. I said, first ever in my life was I invited to do something with an audio message on LinkedIn. And the audio message, they didn't hear it, was something like, no is not an option. This is a state of mind saying, listen, I'm going to give you a great opportunity. And I know you're going to have a great time with me. And I want you to try it out. So instead of letting you think about it, I'm telling you, say yes. Say yes. This is the answer. You ask me when to start? Yesterday. Yes. If it's difficult for you, don't start yourself. Get yourself someone. It could be a close friend. It could be someone you met on the street. It could be someone that you were like, I don't know, you work with, or get yourself a mentor. Reach out to me. You know how many people reach out to me on a daily basis. Mr. Tal, Mr. Tal, Mr. Tal, I want this. I want to offer. I want your advice. You know to how many? First of all, it's free. I give advice. If it's asked the right way, if it's asked patiently and honorably and respectfully, yes, I will answer. And I think that there are so many people. By the way, I have so many friends in Mexico. Really, even from the
Yes,
one
I
visit.
know. In Querétaro, a lot of friends.
In Querétaro, of course. In Mexico City as well, and other places don't know the name. But I have so many friends, and friendship is why in the beginning when you just meet someone, you like, you test the waters. They tell you, you tell them, you brag, they brag. It's like dating, okay, in a way,
Yes.
yes. But in the end, there is what is left out of it is like, listen, I think you can help me. And I think I want to help you. And I think that together we can do something. But maybe we don't have it right now. So all I'm telling you guys is, how about we take this idea, which you had, which is a great idea, and say, let's have another show, another webinar, another podcast, when we will invite all those who are interested to say, pitch half a minute, 1 minute to Tal. By the way, we can bring others from Mexico like Tal, mentors, people
Yeah.
who knows, and pitch your idea. Get your first push from someone who says, listen, I believe in you. It's a great idea, and I even want to help you. I think I can push you the right way, in the right direction. This is one of the good things I enjoyed being a guest in the Forbes Summit, the cyber one I was in
Yes.
November. I stood on stage and I hugged about, I don't know, 150 different people who wanted a photo with me. From then, I think maybe 20 asked for advice. And I appreciate everyone. I think we can do it. But there's only one but. I want them to write. I want them, all those listening to us, to write to you, Alina, saying, listen, we heard your idea. We are taking you on your word. We want to have this second time with Tal, with all of you guys, to listen to us and give us a push. It's not you telling them, come, come, come. It's about them engaging. It's all about engagement. People need to understand no one in the world will do this for you. You
But
need to
also
do it for
that
yourself.
that you say that you believe in an idea, or you have the elements to make a successful project. It's very important, because if you don't have like the knowledge of knowing your audience and to build a a study about whatever, who's your audience. But saying that Talcatran believes in my idea is like my whole world. I will go crazy if you say that words to me.
Thank you. Please continue. Say more. I have patience. I have all night. You can say more. But yeah, I'm getting your drift, and I'm saying Tal, and of course there are Carlos. What's his name? You have many strong people. Yeah, I can. By the way, a good friend of mine, Daniela. She's the innovation manager of Grupo Bimbo.
Grupo Bimbo, yes. Uh-huh.
And she is relocated to Israel in February. She lives here in Israel.
Wow.
Yes. So I can get her also because she knows innovation. And we can have ourselves a small party, yes, on internet and we will let people, you're all techies, as I said, you know technology. Let's sit together and let's hear the ideas and let's give them a push. But the only way I'm willing to support this, if the people listening to us, they will be the ones to engage. They will reach out to you, Elena, and say, we want this, not you to them. This is about being proactive. So the question was, how do I know? When should I know? Wake up and smell the coffee or smell the beer or smell whatever you smell. The tequila, okay? Smell it.
Yes.
Get going. No one will do this for you. No fortune is going to fall from the sky. You know those people who want to win the lottery? One thing
Yes.
is problem is they never fill the form and send it. you will never win. You need to
Here in
be, you
Mexico, we
need to
have a
do.
governor of Veracruz who won twice the lottery.
I envy him. Good for him.
I don't know
How,
how he
how,
made it.
how does that work for us? I mean,
I
do
don't
we get
know,
any of it?
very
Probably
lucky
not.
guy, maybe.
I think that you just show leadership. You just shown leadership because this is a very difficult time. Globally, everywhere is difficult, and you're just giving people some hope. You show them there is a direction, but you can do so much. I've shown you the way. You need to start walking. I cannot walk for you. Let's see. Let's see
Absolutely.
if they take us on our word.
So, as you know, fintech is one of the most, it's a trend of a lot of startups and entrepreneurs. But at least in Mexico, our specialist, Iram, it's the other, there. He discovered that a lot of databases were leaked, and we have many, many problems with fintech in Mexico. So it's reproducing like I don't know, like. A lot of sales, but we have so much problems. Do you have any suggestions about the fintech entrepreneurship?
First of all, it's great to know that you have problems. And now, since we're Facebook Live, all the hackers in the world know about the problem and they will come running to Mexico. Listen, cyber is problem all over the world. And as a fact, Corona made it worse. It's
Yes,
because all of a sudden we have remote employees, and working remote puts a lot of challenges to all the CISOs in all the companies right now. Actually, sending all the workers out, giving them laptops in a hurry. You're not sure if all the right security patches are there. They go through VPN, but VPN has a problem. VPN is limited on the bandwidth, meaning VPN was developed for maybe 10 or 20% of the entire company to work remote. All of a sudden, it's 100%. What do we do? So we don't really know how our employee from home, does he connect through the laptop we gave him? Is he on the VPN? Is he using his son's computer? Is he using some kind of internet? We don't know. Okay, it's like crazy time right now. And this again is a big gap, a loophole for the hackers, but at the same time, a great opportunity for the cyber people to come up with solutions. Israel, I think, is one of the world leaders on that.
absolutely.
By the way, we are leaders just because we are the second most attacked country in the world after USA, or maybe before USA, depending on the day. But we are attacked all the time. So when you are attacked, you learn to defend. When you are attacked this much, you learn to defend this much. So again, opportunity is there. But hearing this, knowing what just you said, Alina, and that the opportunity is there, doesn't do anything. This doesn't produce any technology. This really doesn't motivate anyone. Again, if we can have a session when we bring CISOs to say to the world,
Our audience is made of CISOs and cybersecurity people, and probably it's a very, very specific audience.
perfecto. So what I'm saying, if they are with us now, that should say, okay, great opportunity. If we can have ourselves a webinar where we can pitch our benchmark, when we can speak our problems, for sure someone in the world solved it. Not just in Israel, in Malta. Malta is a big leader in fintech. Malta, Lithuania, okay, leader on cyber. Estonia, leader in cyber. USA, there's so many. So I'm saying, I don't know, USA, you like, you don't like, but there's so many other countries dying for you, dying to reach you. But you don't look at Lithuania because Lithuania is like 2 million and something. 2 million. It's like a neighborhood in your country.
Yes.
But they are experts. They are experts. And again, it's not just about let us buy your technology. It's like, let's develop together. Let's do things together. Get some of your smarts to us. This is what I'm saying. You know, Israel, I mean, as I say, a third of the world boycotts Israel just for waking up in the morning. The other third just hates us. So, I mean, we have a small portion of the world, this much. You see, you think about the cake. This is Israel. This is portion, meaning that marketing-wise, it's a nightmare for us. So whomever is reaching out, like Mexico, saying to Israel, hey, let's work together, doesn't just get Israel's technology, but how about hands-on experience and skills and knowledge? And let's develop together. Hey, Israel, bring some of your knowledge to Mexico. Teach us. Let's do it together. This is the right calling. Not just we want to buy, because actually buying right now is problem all over. We have much other priorities, health issues before everything else. You will soon ask me, Tal, what are the new trends in the world? Well, we know travel tech is dead. No one is flying. No one is going to hotels. There is no resorts. Restaurants are shut. You know, they estimate the loss for the travel tech industry at $250 billion so far. I don't know to write the number, $250 billion. But how about robots? How about bots? Everything that will now stand between us and the next person is interesting. If I want to order, you say, hey, Tal, go to the web, go to the application and order something. Well, all of a sudden, one thing is to order, but a whole different story is delivery. Because there is no delivery. Because we are all on the lockdown. Who will drive? All of a sudden, what do we use now? Drones. New industry. New industry. Wake up. If you know how to fly a drone, make it bigger, make a payload, and start bringing pizza left and right. You'll do millions. This is what Corona, just as an example, as an example to a crisis that we never thought about. We were not ready. They have a economic term for it. It's called Black Swan. Black Swan is to describe a catastrophe that we did not anticipate and had horrific effect on the economy. This is Corona. Remember, in every catastrophe, there is opportunity. Opportunity is not for everyone to see. It's to people like you. The ones who are here, these are the people that have this capability. It's not a sight. It's not a sixth sense. It's that you brought yourself today. You said we have a billion other things to do, but we will listen to this crazy guy from Israel. We will see this Brady Bunch, those crazy guys. They're going to speak to us. Let's hear. Let's give it a chance. You can do a billion other things, but you are here. And this is interesting. And this is important because you are doers. You are doers. And you can make things happen.
Tal, I have a question. Israel, we know that Israel is one of the most important countries in the world about cybersecurity. And in Mexico, we don't have something good, and we don't have like a big companies, or we don't have a big market in the cybersecurity field. So what you can tell us, how was Israel years ago? How Israel was seeing the market? How you discovered that just join to the cybersecurity field can be like a great opportunity, and now you have big companies like the NSO. You have a well-known companies around the world and with the highest technology that until now, even USA, they can't have a company like the Israeli company. So what the Mexican company can do, what we can learn from Israel, or how Israel started, how Israel went through the darkness to shine, or what we can learn from Israel.
Thank you for the question. It's a very important question, and I can speak maybe 2 days about it. But I want to say something. Maybe in Mexico, you feel less. In Israel, you always feel this sense of urgency. You need to know Israel, established 1948. It's a young nation. When we were very young, we had nothing. It was like Israel is a lot of sand, some soil, and sea. I mean, you drive Israel north to south, length, in 6 hours. East to west, 45 minutes. That's Israel for you. We are surrounded by our brothers who will prefer us to see us at sea, not on land. But this is how it is. And we had to survive. So we turned to the world asking for help. Help us. And by the way, some of the countries said yes. And when we really needed it and said, give us now, the answer was, can't help you, oil. And this is where Israel understood in a very young age that we need to be self-sufficient and self-reliant. We can rely only on what we have, what we produce, what we develop. When Israel developed the cherry tomato, we didn't think the world would like it. We didn't think the Chinese would like it as a dessert. When in Israel, you put it in your salad. We didn't know. We didn't know irrigation will catch the world. Irrigation, we don't have water. We don't have water. So when you don't have water, but you have sea, you learn to desalinate water. No one told us. There was nothing to buy. No one wanted to buy to sell it to Israel. So we needed to develop ourselves. In a way, we taught ourselves and we developed ourselves in a way, really, we became self-sufficient. When you are self-sufficient, it means that you have good scholars. You have great ability in education. Israel is one of the leading ecosystems in education. Not first, maybe not second, but for sure in the first 10, okay? People ask me, listen, how is it that Cisco, Google, Microsoft, IBM, Intel, give me a name, they're all in Israel, but they're not just in Israel. Their R&D centers are in Israel. By the way, Microsoft and Intel are the only international companies that have their HQs in Israel. Decisions are taken here. You know, when you have international company, like let's say, I don't know, throw me any name, IBM. Checkpoint. Well, Checkpoint in Mexico, if you have, cannot take decision. It needs to call HQ in Israel. Same here. I mean, Microsoft Mexico doesn't take decision. It calls Microsoft USA. In Israel, Microsoft and Intel take decisions in Israel. Why are they here? Well, let me tell you, it's a small secret. Education. If I'm an international company and I want to relocate, to open my offices in Mexico, I need manpower. I need educated people. I need the best of the best you can offer me. But when education is not at its best, when people are not the best, you understand what I'm saying? When you don't have the professionals to offer the international company, why should it open its offices in Mexico? Well, it will sell a 365X package for Microsoft Windows, but it will never have the thought to open its offices and develop. And by the way, maybe I'm speaking rubbish, and maybe you do have the capability, but I see it in many other countries. So if you ask me, your industry is as good as your education. Everything starts with education. The way you behave, the way you speak, the way you learn, the way you want to achieve, everything starts with, you know what is the age cyber is taught in Israel? In what age kids at school learn cyber in Israel? Throw me a number.
4?
12?
9.
12 years.
9.
9, we start teaching cyber. By the way, when every other country teaches second language English, of course, yes? In Israel, you can go to school and learn Chinese. Why? China is the big power now. So Israelis say, why wait? What more do we need? What more proof do we need? We don't wait. We lead. Israelis are taught to lead. Meet Israeli startups. When you try and meet them, then don't let you even get one word out of your mouth. They speak blah, 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 like me, blah, blah, blah. They don't let you. We lead. We lead, but they lead by example. It's not enough that you're coming from Israel. By the way, not everyone in Israel is smart. I know it's a newsflash. We are not all creative. We are not all successful. I know it's amazing, but it is. That's a fact. But we cover for one another. By the way, you will never hear overseas Israelis speak any bad things about his country. Never, ever will they say. Not because they're afraid. We are the biggest democracy in the Middle East. No doubt about that, right? So we can say what we demonstrate now during Corona. No issues. We do whatever we want. No one tells us what to do. Also not our government. Again, we are not different. By the way, what do you think? We don't have corruption. We don't have thieves. We don't have crazy people. We don't have stupid people in parliament. Of course we have. We are like everyone else, but we deliver. We stick to our word and we make it happen regardless of the world. We don't care. You try and stop us, we will go straight through you to make it happen. So you ask me, start with education. Start with teaching young. Start teaching young a different way. Why? Because if you keep on, letting them grow the same way, what do you expect? Listen, if a teenager comes home to his mom and dad in Guadalajara, says exciting, hey, mom and dad, you don't believe, I have this great idea for a startup. They both look at him horrified and say, startup, smart up, get a real job. This is not helping the ecosystem. This is not helpful. Yes, in some cases, if my son is a musician, you go, oh my God.
Oh, really? Okay.
Mine is already developing the next cyber startup and he's 12. That's my son. Okay. My kids in Israel, you don't say, hey, dad, that's something new. They say, hey, dad, that's a startup. Let's do something with it. They do, because they are brought up in a home that does. All they see 24/7 are startups. They're dead stuck on Zoom talking to startups. This is what I do. And in Israel, wherever you would throw a stone, you will hit a startup, an angel investor, his daughter, his son, his uncle, his niece, his son has a startup. This is Israel for you. It's a culture thing. We say, what's the difference between a Jewish mother and a Rottweiler dog? You know what's the difference? Is that the Rottweiler lets go. Jewish mother is on you all your life.
We in Mexico had a play of how to deal with your Jewish mother, but in the Mexican version, it lasted like decades. I don't know, I don't remember, but it was a very known joke.
Listen, I wear a sweater when my mother feels cold. That's Israel for you. By the way, we are very family oriented. Everything is around the family here. We are very close together. Okay. By the way, you know the phrase that all the people of Israel, we are like brothers. We stick to one another. But you need to understand, in Israel news, even with Corona, with wars, with car accident, someone is getting arrested in India. It's on the news. Israelis never leave anyone behind. Even if it's a one citizen, somewhere in the world needs help, the entire nation stands on its feet and make it happen, and he will return. Forever. Forever, it's like this. This is when Israelis know, whatever happens to me, wherever I am in the world, my country will take care of me. No one will leave me behind. Listen, if you have this kind of thought, it takes you places. It lets you dare. It lets you take a risk because you know someone will always have your back. And by the way, just last thing is that our government understood in a very young age that it needs to be part of the plan, if not in the beginning, to lead it. Our government gives a lot of incentive, a lot of money to the ecosystem. Think, if we do about 20 to 30 billion dollars of exits a year, and government takes taxes, let's say a third, think it has now $300-400 million to give back to the ecosystem and grow new startups, new high tech, new whatever you want. Because our government acts like any investors. It's expecting return on investment, ROI. It knows every year we will have new unicorns. 30 unicorns a year. Do you know that during Corona months, maybe a bit before, January 2020 to let's say April, Israeli startups raised near $1 billion of funds. So you say no money in the world? $1 billion were raised during Corona. And one startup called Move It, public transportation, was acquired by Intel for $900 million. By the way, the deal was signed through Zoom.
Wow.
So you want to lead by example? This is example for you. Stop sitting on your bombs. It will never happen to you. Just sheer luck. There is nothing like it. It's only in the myth. Get out there, wash your face, get out there, have your tequila or something, and get moving. And I'm saying this on behalf of the four of us.
Yes.
We will help. We will help. I just put you inside like we're a group right now. We are a new startup right now. Let's see people wake up. By the way, surprise me. Tell me, Tal, the chat is exploding. People are going crazy. I'm telling you, desert. There is no one there. They're not writing. Why? How? You ask yourself, how can I make myself more engaging? So they say, Tal, you go, you go too hard. You go to the face. You punch them all. You say, you and you and you. I'm reaching out to you. Come, let's do this together and let's be successful.
Iram, do you have another question?
No, not for now.
Well, I do have one.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, because Tal said something very important, leading, and that's a key word. And my question would be, if you need or you want to lead, right now the game is changing. What will be in your eyes or in your thoughts the technologies or the stuff that is worth to keep an eye on, because in the future will be very important. So we startups can need to keep an eye or keep a track on this new technology.
Listen, we see Corona will definitely be with us, and we need to address it. So everything done remotely, from telemedicine, because now we want to remotely know if someone is sick. We want to know, by the way, we have something called like an artificial nose. We developed a technology in Israel where I can take this device, put it in a room, and know that a person with Corona been in that room several hours ago. It like smells the room. We have now 4 projects that will help us just go, and in 1 minute we will know if you have Corona. Think. You're now telling me, Tal, well, skies will open sometime, but it's going to be a nightmare. If we had to come 3 hours before flight because of security, now add Corona.
And now that the coronavirus is in the air, recently, a few days ago, they told us that it is in the air. So it changes everything, from the fan industry and from the purifier of air. Everything is, changing like every week.
One of the big challenges of virus, it mutates very quickly. And by the way, they tell you to put mask, right?
Yeah.
You all put mask, right? Think. What does a startup do every day? I will answer, survive. This is what startups do. Currently, the entire world is in the same survival mode. You all survive. Why? You don't know if you will have a job tomorrow. You don't know if your company is going to go bankrupt. You don't know if your government is going to help you. And by the way, the fact that you, Alina, drive a Ferrari and I drive a Fiat Panda doesn't really make a difference because we are both under lockdown. So no one is driving. The fact that you have a private jet and I fly coach doesn't matter. We're not flying anywhere. So in a way, we are in the new equalizer called Corona. It made us all equal, by the way. It doesn't matter who you are or what you have. We are all the same right now. Same situation, okay? So think where this is going. What can you do right now? So Corona, since it's here to stay, we will need to deal with it. So if you have any idea, for now, governments give you funding only for an idea. They don't want to see anything. Just share the idea with us. Tell us, how can we know that you have been in the vicinity of a tested person for positive, of course, for Corona? Well, we have an app in Israel. It's called The Guardian.
Guardian.
It's called Guardian, yeah. So he knows if I've been next to a person who was tested positive to Corona.
Here in Mexico, we had something similar, but it was filled with Google data and Apple data, right?
yeah. So
Mhm.
the scare was that is that if someone following me,
Yeah.
and privacy issue. Well, in US it will never work. In US they don't want to see put mask. Well, newsflash from yesterday, even Trump is using a mask,
And
and we
also our
also
president who was with him last week.
okay. So
Yeah.
we all see it. We all see it. By the way, I think they're all immune anyway. They got there is a vaccine somewhere. The vaccine is there. All the presidents are, I think, got the vaccine. They
I
will never
believe
get
the same.
corona, except for Johnson. He did not read the memo, so he didn't take the vaccine. But
Okay.
but we since okay. So I said to you that startups survive. We as humanity are now all in survival mode. So in a way, for startup, nothing really changed during Corona. Everything for startup is uncertain. Everything is foggy, not clear. Not clear if they're going to raise money. Not clear if they're going to reach the next milestone. Not clear if the CTO is going to deliver the MVP that he promised. Nothing is clear. Well, startups just say to the world, welcome to my life. A virus is a living organism. You agree?
Yes.
Okay. For some reason that you never ask yourself, why is the cow giving birth? Why is the horse, the elephant, the whale? Why they're all giving birth? Is to maintain, to keep the gene going. Yes? The race.
Yes.
Is virus different? Answer is no. When we put mask, we just made a barrier for it. It will become stronger and pass because he wants to survive. By the way, so maybe now say, maybe mask is not such a good idea. So, yes, I think mask help the virus maybe be more resilient. Maybe. Yes? But I'm not a scientist. I leave this
No, I
read
know
the,
a lot of medical journals are debating this, but before I speak more, Hiram has another question.
Yeah, this has been thanks for your great words. So it's been a great talk with you. But I want to, for sure, I'm going to follow you on Twitter and on Facebook and on YouTube and watch all your videos. But can you tell us some people or companies who to follow? Just for the people, maybe the Mexican people wants to learn from the Israelis, where we can or with who we can just follow, keep in touch, what we can do to learn from
Offers,
Israel.
resources.
Yeah, leaders,
Mhm.
companies, Israeli companies.
one thing that will help you is to read a book called Startup Nation. It's the most
Yes.
famous book. You have it also in Spanish.
Yes.
I tell you what I do in many cases. I just go YouTube and I look for inspirational people. I can tell you that Simon Sinek is one of my favorite. I listen to him quite often. Simon Sinek, Eric Ries, who came up with Lean Startup. So those people for
The link
sure.
startup, yes, Eric Rice, right? It's in the screen.
Startup Nation.
Startup Nation is the book.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, Startup Nation book is already. You see the date, 2011. Is
2011.
almost 10 years old.
Yeah, in 1 year,
Yeah.
the next year.
So maybe not everything there is up to date. I'm saying very, very simple. Go on YouTube, look for. I see a lot of TED Talks. I love TED Talks. I
Yes.
myself
You
did
have
a TED Talk.
one.
Yeah,
Yes.
but not for that. I really love it, and because first of all, they are short and to the point. You see, one of the things is that video is now really taking over our lives. We take videos like crazy, but we also understand that we cannot endure long videos. This is why TEDx or TED is 18 minutes, but we go for shorter. We go for 2 or 3 minutes. Maybe this is why TikTok is so successful now. By the way,
Mhm.
a lot
Hiram
of
hates TikTok, Well, not hates, but he been a lot of research about the privacy thing about China and everything. So we have some concerns about TikTok on our phones.
I'm saying this. If you are such an interesting person, you cannot hide from the world. Forget about it. It's only in the movies with I don't know whom. Okay, it's never like this. If someone wants to find you, it will find you. But the fact is that if you think different and you think what you can offer and how you can learn, by the way, again, you don't need to be too smart. We have Uncle Google. This is why Google is there. Ask it whatever you want. I'm telling you, you know, we I'm 50 years old, okay? The way I was taught, and probably you guys as well, we were taught to memorize. One
Yeah.
plus one, two plus two. The kids today learn different.
That's the
Today, they
principle
don't.
of Wikipedia, to just let Wikipedia memorize everything that we were supposed to and just consult it in the minute we really need it.
I agree. I agree. So today, we teach kids the tools. We
Mhm.
help them. We teach them which tools. We give them a toolbox and we say, use that and get the answer. But I will ask you this: how will you feel if your son or daughter asks them 5 times 5? He says, hold on, opens a cell go calculator. Five. How will you feel? You'll say, wait, 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 wait. But if you ask him, how many continents are there in the world, on the globe, and he goes Google, I'll tell you, my generation, I think the generation of my parents who are 70 something, well, they will stay with the questions and don't have a clue where to find the answers.
Mhm.
Whereas my generation will be embarrassed to really open the phone and look. Where my kid, I'm just saying, he's already on Google. Dad, I know the answer. Is he smart or not? Am I smarter than him? I think he's smarter. I
He's
think
resourceful, probably.
probably because he was taught different. He was taught
Yes.
not to memorize, he was taught how to search for it. So if you want to teach, this is maybe one of the ways you need to teach. Another example is English.
Mm,
English. Is it that important to know present progressive, or is it more important to be able to talk? Enough
no.
with the grammar, enough with the writing. Who cares? Teach me how to speak. Don't teach me how to write. I don't care. I don't care for present progressive, which is the great. I think present progressive is the one of the biggest, best inventions of the world. Why? For a startup, he can always say, "We are raising funds." You don't know when I started. You don't know when I'm going to end. We are developing. When did you start? When you going to end? No one knows. It's
Gerund.
great for
Yes.
everything is vague with startups. So present
Yes.
progressive is amazing, but you have it in your language. We don't have this in our language. We are crippled this way. So I want to say this. First is about doing. First is understanding that you need to do, and this is the time to do it. But you need to be in a kind of a mood. So I say keep optimistic. Bad we have in tons. Keep optimistic. That's a little bit of a challenge.
Absolutely.
Bad is waking up at noon. Optimistic is waking up at 7 and going for a jog. That's optimistic. That is getting your vibe going. Have an orange juice, have coffee, have sour. I don't care what you have, but have a schedule, have a routine. Put
Absolutely.
yourself one challenge a day. My kids go to school. How was school? Do they come back home? How was school? Fine. They go for a party, a birthday party. How was fine? Why is it fine? You know why is it fine? Because they didn't not have any target. There was nothing. It was going and coming back in one piece. That's it.
Uh-huh.
That's for kids. They tell you when you grow up. They always tell you when you're small what you're going to be when you grow up. And you say a pilot, a nurse, a scientist. Well, newsflash. We have all grown up. We need to know what we want to be. We don't have the prerogative now to say, well, I want to be a pilot. Well, come on, you're 50 years old. You're not going to be a pilot. You don't even see without glasses. Who will pilot with you? Enough. I'm saying be proactive, stay optimistic, have a plan, be agile. Now is not the time to say, it's not for me. Everything is for you right now. You need to challenge yourself. You need to pivot. You need to adjust. You don't say Corona is coming. It will pass. No, it will not pass. You will pass before Corona.
Oh,
So I'm
I
saying
hope not.
adjust, not die, of course, but something in your head needs to shift. Replace the disk. Take that one, get the other one. In a flash drive, and get it in and get going. Be proactive. Do things. Don't wait. Reach out. By the way, if you reach out to people and say, I need your help, they will help.
You were my goal of a day, so now it's a reality. So it's amazing. Like a dream come true. And
And
just to be closing this amazing talk, do you have any thoughts about the U.S. election. I'm not speaking in terms of fear but now that Kanye West is in the run, and do you suggest us any book, or in terms of cybersecurity? Also, do you see many threats in the government pages, and do you expect activity in terms of cybersecurity related with the elections?
I think, first of all, Hiram said that everyone admires Israeli cyber startups. So I think USA will forever remain our good ally for sure in this region. And as much as we owe them, no doubt, I think we give back, and we have this balance between us. I don't, I think it's about people. It's really about people, because in some cases, when I'm out of Israel, I meet our biggest nemesis, our biggest enemies. And when we are in a neutral ground, we speak different. In the beginning, we don't want to talk. He goes to one corner, I go to the other. But little by little, I find myself during dinner sitting in front of him. He's facing me. So what? I will not speak. I will not ask. And by the way, we every time discover something amazing. So yes, it's about people. And if something taught me in life is that before you call someone my president, or before you call someone my commander or my chief or my boss, don't listen to what people say. Let him be in office, and you will see how we will change. So really, to say, I don't know Kanye West, honestly. I listen to his music maybe, but I don't know much more. And Trump didn't change much for me. As a person, maybe. As a nation, maybe. But, on a day-to-day, think, how much is your government influencing you on a day-to-day? Again, when you wake up at 11 and go for the kitchen and stay in your, sweatshirt. Doesn't affect you in any way. This is how it is. Take control of your future. So I don't know what will happen in US. Honestly, I don't give a damn what will happen in the US. I don't care. I will let it affect me if I think about it. But I have enough. I have enough
of advice of
myself.
Tim Ferriss, the 4-hour work week. That's the first advice to save your time. Do not watch news, because you will have to be focused on what you want to do on your startup.
Exactly. Deal with the things that you can affect. Deal with the things you can control. Deal with the things you can change. Come on, I cannot change the fact that the sun will rise in the morning. Why should I care? What can I do about it? Nothing. Can I control the election in US? No. I can control Corona? No. I can control my body. I can stay fit. I can come up with a great idea on everything that we spoke about, fintech and cyber and education and robots and drones and remotes and schmimotes. We have so much to do. This I'm going to do. And let the rest go to, I don't know, wherever. Who cares?
For me as a journalist, it's very difficult, but believe me, I'm trying. Every morning I'm trying, and I am having this detox information every morning.
Someone needs to be serious and work hard. That's your job, Alina. We're here to have fun.
I hate to be serious. But well, thank you so much for your time. I know you're a very busy person, and we'll learn a lot from you. We can be like hours, but I know you have so many meetings. But thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure.
We'll be spreading this interview with a lot of specific Facebook groups and LinkedIn groups. So thank you again for your time.
I want to thank you back, and I want to say send you shalom from Israel, peace, shalom, which is also hello, hola, but also shalom is peace. I want to send this to you, and please, let's keep in touch. Elena, guys, we need to do this again soon.
Sí. And we are going to send you tequila and burritos and pozole. Do you like pozole? Okay.
Of course I love. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Amazing. Love you. Bye.
Thank you so much.
Bye. See you.
Bye.
Pues, León, ¿vas León?
Claro que sí, pues muchas gracias
en español,
a ustedes.
Pero no te escuchamos.
Sí, claro que sí. Muchas gracias a ustedes, muchas gracias, Tal. Estamos cerrando en este momento ya la ronda de entrevista y pues una plática bastante pues ahora sí que engaging, me quedé pensando en inglés, pero está muy padre. Ya vamos a tener los primeros comentarios de las redes. Normalmente transmitimos en la tarde, pero pues por la diferencia de horario estamos haciendo esta transmisión a mediodía. Yo sé que todavía se está conectando la gente, pero conforme avancemos estaremos compartiendo la información con ustedes y le haremos llegar sus mensajes pues a tal, ¿verdad? Y pues no me queda nada más que decirles que hasta la próxima, creadores. Gracias, Alina. Gracias, Miriam.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Bye.